Hi everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to do repotting of some cacti, so I hope you enjoy it. Sit back and relax and enjoy. Hi, if you don't know me, my name's Newman, and today we're going to repot some cacti. So over here, hamatocanthus, and another one. So they're both in this pot, crammed up. They will be repotted into these pots. 2 terracotta pots here. And this one is for a repotting of Gymnocalycium saglionis. Alright, so let's get on with it. Get some paper here. Plastic. Don't forget tongs, the tweezers, and this scoop. So here we go. Ooh, somehow we got to get these out. We got all these like mammillaria in here too, so got to get those out as well. This is going to be tricky. Well, there's something interesting is right down here. You can see that this hamatocanthus is starting to offset. It's an old plant. It's I've had this plant for 12 years. This one about 8 or 9 years. They are very hardy. During the winter time, they do something amazing to help themselves in the cold. So when it gets below 0 temperatures, they actually push all of the fluid or water out of their tissue by deliberately expelling all of the water out through their root system so that their body shrivels, and that helps them to not get frost or cold damage. So if you notice your hamatocanthus tending to shrivel a lot during the winter, that's its way of protecting itself. Okay. Woohoo! Everybody's ready to do this. Kind of repotted these 2 cacti together 2 or 3 years ago. Today's their day to be taken out. I want to keep all these too. These little mammillarias. Another one. And the little baby. Now's the perfect time to be doing repotting. It's getting a little cooler. The root system looks good. And here we go. This one's starting to move. I wish I could say that these tongs actually go around it. But here's another thing that I can do. Use this so I don't get pricked. Towel, handy towel. Woo! Here we go. There's one. Move this over a little bit. You can put this down. There you go. It's got a good root system. It's got their fish hooks wrapped around my towel there. This is hydrogen peroxide to spray the roots, because the roots will get a little bit damaged after this, and hydrogen peroxide will clean any damaged roots and give them a chance, because it'll stop fungi and bacteria from getting into the root system. First I want to have a check, see how this cactus looks. I'll be able to pick it up now. There you go, look. A nice big taproot there. They generally Ferocactus, hamatocanthus, generally grow quite slow. Well, for me anyway. Yep, it's a nice healthy plant. Now, see this one here? This one's quite different because it's elongated. Not from a lack of light. It's in exactly the same conditions, but there's slight differences with the flowers and the way it grows. So, if anyone knows what species this is, it's another variation of the hamatocanthus, so I'm not quite sure. Yeah, nice roots. I will place this one over here just for now, so we've got some space. Right there. So it does have a good root system, that's good. Doing some other monotonous work, like collecting the stones, top dressing. I like to keep them. Then we have this one. Let's take it out of the pot. There we go. Another mammillaria. I want to keep them because they look neat, planted together with a cactus. This is a nice, well-draining mix, see that? Perfect. Got pumice in there, kanuma, akadama, river sand. This is the kind of stuff I use. It doesn't, it actually holds moisture really well too, but it breathes, and it's light and porous, but when you water it, it will hold water well. You don't want it too fast draining. The cactus don't get a chance to absorb any water. Okay, so this one's also looks good too. It's got a good root system going there. What an old plant. Look how tall that is. It's always awkward. Always awkward to repot something. There's never a easy way. Although I had some friends and they had spheroids, huge spheroids, and they had a really neat way of repotting them. Oh gosh, be careful there. I'll break this. I'll break this offset. It's starting. Prickly. This thing had a heavy infestation of mealybug a few years ago. We got rid of all of them. Okay, so that's that one. Let's just put it down there. Took all of this out. clean up that pot. I'm going to reuse this pot for maybe a Gymnocalycium that's getting much bigger when it gets older, and then I have something to repot it into in the future. I take it downstairs and give that a wash later. Alright, here's one of those pieces of plastic that you can cut out from a mat and put it on the bottom of the pot. Stops all your soil pouring through the bottom. I'll just take these stones out now. It's my top dressing. Can't save them all, but I'll save as many as I can. Do everything on your knees. Ooh. Oh, we have a big long root. It got broken off. Oh. Okay. Where are those top stone, those pebbles? We'll save them because they look neat. Much better weather now. It's about 31 today. It's about almost 90 Fahrenheit. We had some incredible hot weather for over a month. Temperatures nearly hitting 40. It's just unbelievable heat. At that time I tend not to water my cacti very much, and they don't need it. And the reason why is when the night temperatures don't drop down much cooler, they stay up in those hundreds, you know, over 100 Fahrenheit, and it doesn't get much cooler during the night, then a lot of the cacti will just go into survival mode. They won't take up any more water because it's not worth it. They concentrate their effort in reducing activity in their roots and relying on the water that they store inside their body, because that's what they're designed to do. And when it gets much cooler and those rains come in the desert, they send out their new root system. Those feeder roots to gather as much water as they can. So anyway, move that over there and bring this over. Here we have, oh, it's quite heavy. And here I have some nice top dressing glass. Thought it would look neat. And this is the growing medium I'm going to use. It's all in Japanese because, by the way, I live in Japan. It's for cacti, and you know what? It's very good soil, nice and airy. Look at that. Very nice. Got quite a bit of pumice in it, and it has the red larva clay, and I like to put a bit more rock in there. And this is river sand. Because, you know, cacti they like to grow in rock, mineral-based soil. It's a nice river sand. River sand, by the way. Don't use sand on the beach. That's not the same thing. That stuff will like hold water forever. going to mix it around. Who enjoys this process? Yeah. Nice. And got some fertilizer. Done. Animal poo. Might be chicken, might be cow pellets. This is the best stuff. It doesn't burn the root system and it slowly releases nutrients into the soil. So this is the #1 best fertilizer for your cacti. Okay, here we go. We're going to repot the first one. You know, I get hesitant about repotting anything because I don't want to disturb the root system. Who feels like that too? You kind of don't want to do it, right? Gets you nervous. Anyway, here we go. It's going to look great in here. And let's put some this fertilizer in there. There we go. Look. Just a little bit on the bottom there. A bit more. You know what that's going to do? It's going to make those roots reach down, down, down. Okay. I'm just going to step up a little bit here because I forgot something. There we go. Don't mind my grunting. It's just a tight space to work in. This is insecticide. Now, if you use insecticides, you better keep your cacti well away from animals and bees and everything like that, because you don't want them to come around and start pollinating the flowers when you've been using this kind of stuff. But I have to use it because we have these nasty beetles. During the summertime, if 1 or 2 or more happen to fly up onto my balcony and land in the pots, they lay eggs, and those grubs are enormous. And they will eat up the root system because that's what they do best. They are a pest in Japan, even though they're native to Japan, and they're a big pest in the US, and a lot of people don't know about them. But they eat up root crops, and you have to use pesticide. There is no other way. Yeah, you can you know, do your best to be environmentally friendly, but when it comes to us having to eat, and we got to survive too, you got to use some pesticide. This is the only way. And they only make the pesticide, it'll only kill this, you know. They don't use it while the potatoes are flowering or whatever, because they need the bees to pollinate. So they always do it after the flowers have all died off and the potatoes are starting to grow and mature. Then they apply it. They use their common sense. Over here, you need 2 towels because I'm going to get pricked. Here we go. Oh, oh. There's my little offset. You're still there? Oh yeah. There you are. I hope you grow well. And we'll start putting this in like that. He thinks this pot is too small for it. It looks just right to me. And let's just put a little bit more fertilizer in. Oop, dropped one. It's okay. around like that. A little bit more of this. Those damn beetles, they happen to come along and lay eggs. And how big are the grubs? They are really that big. So that size. You can imagine if you had 6 in there. That would be the end of this plant, or its root system at least. Here we are. Looks cool. Nice. Where are we going to put all these mammillarias? I might put them back in here. Who enjoys repotting videos? They're fun to watch, right? There's nothing like watching somebody else doing some work. It's quite relaxing. Okay. I'm just fluffing about here, trying to get it to look nice in the pot. That's all. Alright. Gosh, don't want to put too much in. I'll be able to water it, or the water will just make a mess. Okay, so that's one. Should I put some mammillarias back in there? Why not? I'm going to use my tweezers here. I'm going to just move this sand around like that. Wiggle, 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 and it goes. There's one. I'll put one over here. This big one. Oh, it's got a lot of roots. Can we get it in? No, get a smaller one. How about that one? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. What's that? Is that a neat way of putting in cacti? What do you think? I'm just wiggling. Look at that. People always end up with handy little techniques. Oh, I forget so many. I watch YouTube channel and I'll see somebody planting something, and they got this technique, and I think, why didn't I think of that? Nice. Look at that. Does that look neat? I'm going to put it over here so I don't get pricked. Because after this, I'm going to spray it all over with hydrogen peroxide. Tip it in the soil a little bit too. Not supposed to wet your cacti after repotting, but hydrogen peroxide is one way of treating the roots so that they have a chance to grow and they won't rot. Doesn't make sense to me to pull a cacti out like this, see that? And then you have to let the broken pieces of root dry up and callus over. Or while you're doing that, the majority of the root system will die. So you should put it straight back into the soil. You just don't water it a lot, you just give it a little. then I recommend hydrogen peroxide. And if you want to know more about it, you can read into it yourself. Now, this is one of my favorite cacti. I like it. I like it a lot. This is a terracotta, and I like terracotta pots. They breathe. They breathe. This one is, of course, just plain old terracotta. It's not painted. If you get one that's painted or glazed, I kind of don't like glazed pots. I've been having a lot of trouble with them. It's like the plant doesn't want to activate a good root system. I just found a lot of glazed pots, but if you just plain old terracotta, they grow much better. Fertilizer in there. Boom, 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 boom. The fertilizer once again will make those roots go down into the medium. And here we go. Here's a plant that I've had for 8 or 9 years or even longer. This thing was like severely burned many years ago. I thought it would die. It got burned so bad. And I put it into the shade and it had this terrible scarring on it. And it recovered. It recovered. Look at that. It fits in there neatly. A little too neat. Could get 2 years. Could get 2 years of it growing in this pot. You can see why I use a scoop. You can put so much more mix into there easily. Oh, ouchie. Oh, it's cold on my skin there. Move it over a bit. Center it. Oh, getting numb legs. What a workout for me. Squat it down in this position. A little bit more of this slow release insecticide. There we go. A little bit more. I know what you're thinking. I'm grunting a lot, making all these noises. I'm trying not to. Look at that. Who else likes this cactus? What do you think about it? Am I tempting you to go out and buy one of these cacti? I didn't even know what this was years and years ago when I first bought it, because it was just a tiny little seedling. Really just that size. It was just a tiny little thing. And as it grew, I could identify it. We also have a Ferocactus bicolor. I didn't know what it was either until it grew bigger. Started to get that spiraling, which gave it away. It's getting hot now. It's probably about almost 30. Give it a tap, tip, tip, tip. Tip, 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 tip. Here, how's that? I won't be able to put any mammal areas in there because there's not a lot of space, so I'm going to have to find somewhere else to put them. I got lots of them anyway. How's that? Anyway, I'm just going to turn it off quickly, have a quick break, and then get back to you in a minute. Alright, welcome back. Next is Gymnocalycium saglionis. Now, I really wanted to repot this when I got it. Let's see, 8 months ago. I didn't want to repot it because it was too hot. Here we go. I haven't even looked in here. Ooh, what a surprise. It's actually got a great root system. Can you believe it? Wow. It's got like leaf mold on the bottom. It's better than I expected. I was expecting something far worse. I have to disturb all these roots. And sometimes I just get worried about what it's planted into when they sell plants at the nursery. And in this case, this one's actually growing really well in here. I don't know about the leaf mold or whatever that is at the bottom. Ah, it's a nice plant. It's got nice roots too. Nice roots. I'm just checking around to see if the plant has any rot or anything. Look here. Why am I pressing there? I'm just checking. Yeah, it's fine. Ouch, ouch. Why am I not wearing gloves? Well, I tend to do more damage than I need to when I got gloves on. I find it hard to be sensitive. So it's out of this spot. Into this one. This will be its new home before it outgrows it. Fun part. I'll move this over here so we can see what's going on. This is just a plastic pot. There we go, some mix. Gymnocalycium saglionis is one of my favorite cacti. So I have 3 of them. Potted in the wrong place. Put some more of this rock in here. Gritty this rock and the sand and whatever. And the sand too. Mix it up a bit. This is one of my saglionis. I actually have a much bigger one. I got repotted not long ago. Before I do that, better put some of this in. Stop those grubs. If a beetle happens to lay eggs, they won't be able to live there. Put that in there. Encourage those roots to go down into the mix. Let's see. I'm doing my best to suspend the plant so that the roots actually go down, so that they point down and kind of holding it up slightly. Might not be deep enough. Hang on a minute. I'll do it deeper than that. How's that? About there. You are prickly. Let's use this. Okay. You know, I think I'm doing an operation, the way I'm putting the pot in and then taking it out, so fussing over it. How's that? Is that center? Pretty much. I actually had another saglionis. It was a little smaller than this one, and it didn't. When I received it, it was bare rooted, and what I did is I left it out because I thought, oh, I better get those roots callus over. I think that was a mistake. I think it killed just about all the roots. So now I put them straight back into the pots. And they have a better chance to grow a new root system. It is recommended that you don't water for the next week. But in my case, I'm going to use the hydrogen peroxide, because it actually stimulates new root hairs to start growing. And another thing it does is, like I said before, stop bacteria and fungi getting into the roots that have been damaged. It looks good in here. This one. I've got 3 saglionis. One here, I got another one that's a little smaller, but that one has grown quite a lot and it has already outgrown its pot. There we are. And now it's all done. Of course, everyone worries, don't they? You repot your cacti and then you give them their first water and then you just worry about their root system. Is it rotting? Is it doing okay? So I'm giving you some really good tips if you don't already know, so that your cacti will do well too, and you don't have to worry about rotting roots. I'm going to reuse these pebbles here as a top dressing. Why do we use top dressing? For people that live in areas that are very, very arid and they have the hobby of cacti, this is probably going to hold a little bit more moisture in the soil. And of course, if you have heavy winds, it gets very, very windy, it can blow your topsoil away. This will hold it down so it doesn't blow away. Also, when you water, maybe you haven't got enough time on your hands and you just get that watering can and you just going crazy with it. And it's not on the rose head. Well, the topsoil won't get blown out. The stones will pop. And of course, looks nice. Take that out. Well, I could say that this Gymnocalycium saglionis is probably, well, is it my favorite? You know what, I could call it my favorite. It's hard to have favorites. There's just so many interesting, beautiful cacti. It's just hard to decide which is your favorite. Why not just have a lot of favorites? Yeah, how's that? Okay, so I'm going to turn off for a sec, and I'm going to show you me drenching them with the hydrogen peroxide. I'll be back in a minute. Alright, welcome back. Hydrogen peroxide. In the spray bottle I put just like 4 tablespoons or 1 part hydrogen peroxide. If you put a little bit more, it won't do any damage. This I spray in. There we go. You will hear a fizzing sound. It's the hydrogen peroxide killing bacteria, germs, fungus. Just going to tip it in there. See? Not too much. Around. Now the roots won't be so dry. Not them too dry. And at the same time, hydrogen peroxide will stop fungi attacking the roots while they are recovering and trying to grow. That's it. And am I going to rinse them off after applying hydrogen peroxide? Not necessary. That'll be fine. In actual fact, it's a good thing to use hydrogen peroxide if you have a lot of humidity in your area and you notice like a black sooty mold that grows on the epidermis. And then including succulents, and then you can use hydrogen peroxide, add it to water, spray it on, it'll clean the plant. Perfect. This has got a skull head in it, see that? Skull head. I think it looks neat in there. Look what I forgot. I forgot to put this blue glass on. I was so busy I forgot all about it. Alright, so that's it for this video. We have the hamatocanthus. This one I want somebody to help me identify it. I know that this one is for real, the hamatocanthus or Ferocactus hamatocanthus. I know that. And Gymnocalycium saglionis. And there's those mammillarias. Put them into there. Anyway, that's it for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please ask me, and we'll be back for more videos coming soon. Thanks for watching, and see you. Bye.